everyone, I welcome you all again to the Tabla Gurukul. In the previous tutorial, I mentioned that we already completed almost one-third basic part of Tabla. Basic part means there are three basic parts, main parts I will say, Dheredhere, Dheredhere and Dheredhere. We have learned Dheredhere already and some allied notes of Dheredhere is like Tete, Ridhetete, Ghedenag. These kind of things we already learned. So somehow we can say that we have completed almost one-third basic part of Tabla. If you like the tutorials or even if you learn something from the tutorials really, then please like and share and subscribe the channel. I will appreciate it a lot. Today we are going to learn Dheredhere, one of the most important note on Tabla, the manly part of Tabla. Because Dheredhere is obviously the most important part played on Tabla, and Dheredhere is kind of feminine touch, and people say, it's not me saying it, and is really a manly part. Anyway, so before starting the kaida, I will teach how to play Dheredhere first. Like Dheredhere, Dheredhere is also played with these four fingers and with this same division that we used for playing Dheredhere. But the difference is Dheredhere, for playing Dheredhere, mainly the tip of the finger is used. Here for Te we used the tips of middle finger, the ring finger and the little finger. On Re we used the fingertip of index finger. While the whole finger is still touched on Tabla, but still the main sound comes from the fingertip. But in Dheredhere, basically the fingers and the whole of palm is used. Then only the sound of Dheredhere comes out properly. I show you first, and while playing Dheredhere, I taught you that Te, Re, Ke, Te. It plays straight. Te, Re, Ke, Te. Right? If you remember it. But in Dheredhere, this sign, just remember this infinity sign. This movement is always maintained in Dheredhere. If in Dheredhere also, if you play Dhere, Dhere, that is not Dheredhere. And if you play like that, you cannot even play faster. So let us start with Dheredhere. I first show you only to play Dhere, Dhere. Then we will add Maya with that. Dheredhere, how is that? Te is played same with these three fingers and the half of palm used to play Te. Like, and the movement is slightly leftwise. Te. You can see some part of Shahi is already visible from this side. Te. 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 And it is not Te, it's slightly leftwise. Te. And then again we will have to lift our finger and then Re, Re, Re. So this is Te and this is Re. In Te, as I told you that these three fingers with the half of palm almost used. Similarly, for playing Re, the index finger and the rest of the palm and the thumb is also used to play Re. Te, Re, Te, Re, Te, Re, Te, Re. And if we see these blocks in the finger, in the middle finger, typically 1, 2 and 3. The last block, the third block, will be outside the face of Tabla while playing Dheredhere. Did you get my point? See it carefully. from the first bar, if we say it one block, from the second to third block, if we say it second block, and if we from the third to the end of the finger, we call it third block, right? So the whole third block will be outside the face of tabla while playing Dheredhere, and then only it will create the proper sound of Dheredhere. Here I just remembered once in one of the concerts, Ustad Ali Khan Sahab was explaining Dheredhere, and he said that Dheredhere is like the sound of a pigeon while it starts flying from the sitting position. Such a beautiful explanation. I like the idea. So I tell you that also, that because if you don't keep the finger outside the tabla, if you keep it inside, then it will sound like this. But if you keep the fingers outside, and this is the original sound of Dheredhere. So this is the Dheredhere. I show it slowly again. Dhere, 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 Dhere. And if we add Maya with Te, it becomes Dhe. Dhere, 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 Dhere. Now I hope you all got the concept of playing Dhere, right? So Dhere, Tere, Kete, Tak. Usually we, while saying it, we call it Dheredhere, but while playing it, we play Dhere, Tere. And the phrase like Dha, Tere, Kete, Tak, Tere, Kete is frequently used. I think it's the mostly used phrase on tabla, Dha, Tere, Kete, Tak, Tere, Kete. Similarly, Dheredhere, Kete, Tak is also an individual phrase. Dhere, Tere, Kete, Tak. Dhere, Tere, Kete, Tak. Dhere, Tere, Kete, Tak. Dhere, Tere, Kete, Tak. So this is the initial things of playing Dheredhere. Now I come to the kaida. Number 1. Tak tere kete tak, dhere tere kete tak, tak tere kete tak, tak tere kete tak, tak tere kete tak, dhere tere kete tak, tak tere kete tak, tak tere kete tak. Tak tere kete tak, dhere dhere kete tak, tak tere kete tak, tak tere kete tak, tak tere kete tak, dhere dhere kete tak, tak tere kete tak, tak tere kete tak. This is the number 1, and here I say one thing that I know that many of my viewers or subscribers are tabla players already by their own rights, but not many of you will know this composition, this particular kaida. Usually people start learning Dheredhere, Da, Tere, Kete, Tak, Tere. But Tak, Tere, Kete, Tak, Dhere, Dhere, Kete, it's absolutely a different one, and the speciality in this kaida is Na or Dha is not used in this kaida. This is also a it's standalone kaida, because in almost all the kaidas you will see Dha is generally used, but not in this kaida. In some of the variations maybe we will be using Dha, that too maybe once or twice only. Other than that, the whole kaida is without Dha or Na. This is the speciality of this kaida. I tell it again. Okay, so number 1, Tak tere kete tak, dhere tere kete tak, tak tere kete tak, tak tere kete tak, tak tere kete tak, dhere tere kete tak, tak tere kete tak, tak tere kete tak. At first I will play very slowly for your easy understanding. Tak tere kete tak, dhere tere kete tak, tak tere kete tak, tak tere kete tak, tak tere kete tak, dhere tere kete tak, tak tere kete tak, tak tere I play it once more in this beat. I hope it is clear to you all. I say it first, I say it once. If any confusion is there, tak tere kete tak, dhere dhere kete tak, tak tere kete tak, tak tere kete tak, tak tere kete tak, dhere dhere kete tak, tak tere kete tak, tak tere kete tak. I will now play it slightly faster to get you the proper feel of this Dheredhere sound. Now let us go to number 2, and I believe that you can already know how to make number 2 of any given kaida. So in the same way, the number 2, I say it first. Tak tere kete tak, dhere dhere kete tak, tak tere kete tak, dhere dhere kete tak, tak tere kete tak, dhere dhere kete tak, tak tere kete tak, tak tere kete tak, tak tere kete tak, dhere dhere kete tak, tak tere kete tak, dhere dhere kete tak, tak tere kete tak, dhere dhere kete tak, tak tere kete tak, tak tere kete tak. You should not have any problem to understand number 2. Still I say it slower, in slower speed. Tak tere kete tak, dhere dhere kete tak, tak tere kete tak, dhere dhere kete tak, tak tere kete tak, dhere dhere kete tak, tak tere kete tak, tak tere kete tak, tak tere kete tak, dhere dhere kete tak, tak tere kete tak, dhere dhere kete tak, tak tere kete tak, dhere dhere kete tak, tak tere kete tak, tak tere kete tak. I play it now. I play it again in this speed. Play it slightly faster now. 1, 2, 3, start. That was number 2. Now let us come to number 3. I say it first. Tak. And I'm sure that you all can now make number 3 also by yourself. Tak tere kete tak dhere dhere kete tak dhere dhere kete tak dhere dhere kete tak tak tere kete tak dhere dhere kete tak tak tere kete tak tak tere kete tak tak tere kete tak dhere dhere kete tak dhere dhere kete tak dhere dhere kete tak tak tere kete tak dhere dhere kete tak tak tere kete tak tak tere kete tak. Here I want to add one thing, that you must say the composition, say the bols, say each and every variation of any kaida, because it is said that as fast you will say, as fast you will be able to play also. As fast you will say, as fast you can play. So mind it, be very much careful and mindful of saying it. And while we used to learn from Guruji, you will not believe that if I say that every single composition
We used to say,
with tali khali or just with keeping the beats at least 500 times. I repeat it, at least 500 times. And that was a clear and strict instruction from Guruji, that we have to, there is no other way. So I will also advise every one of you to start saying every composition. Number 3, takatari kete tak dhere dhere kete tak dhere dhere kete tak dhere dhere kete tak takatari kete tak dhere dhere kete tak takatari kete tak takatari kete takatari kete tak dhere dhere kete tak dhere dhere kete tak dhere dhere kete tak takatari kete tak dhere dhere kete tak takatari kete tak takatari kete tak. I slay it slightly slowly. Tak tere kete tak dhere dhere kete tak dhere dhere kete tak dhere dhere kete tak tere kete tak dhere dhere kete tak tak tere kete tak tak tere kete tak tak tere kete tak tere tere kete tak tere tere kete tak tere tere kete tak tak tere kete tak dhere dhere kete tak tak tere kete tak tak tere kete tak. I say it once more in this beat. Tak tere kete tak dhere dhere kete tak dhere dhere kete tak dhere dhere kete tak tak tere kete tak dhere dhere kete tak tak tere kete tak tak tere kete tak tak tere kete tak dhere dhere kete tak dhere dhere kete tak dhere dhere kete tak tak tere kete tak dhere dhere kete tak tak tere kete tak tak tere kete tak. I wish to give you a small tip about listening to yourself better. First of all, while practicing, not at the very first time while you start something, if you just close your eyes, you will be able to hear yourself better. So suppose as I start the Dheredhere kaida, so after playing, when your hands are all set to play Dheredhere and you are feeling comfortable, you have started feeling comfortable with playing Dheredhere, you can just close your eyes while playing that, so that you don't have to look at your hands all the time. At least after 3-4 days, better I will say that. Close your eyes while playing, you will hear yourself better. And even if you want to keep your eyes open but still you want to hear yourself better, just use some cotton buds, fill in your ear, and you will say that you are listening yourself very clearly. Try that. We used to do it too. So I play number 3 now. Better I play it in slower speed once. That was number 3. And remember that infinity sign. It will always be maintained while playing Dheredhere. I hope you all are getting Dheredhere clearly. This is all for today. See you all again in the next tutorial. Until then, take care and God bless you all.